Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Carolyn Marunian Kasabian. I'm class of 1993, and I'm honored to serve as the president of the Alumni Board Association.
Hi, everyone. I'm Ashley Lyles, class of 2009, and I'm the president of the Young Alumni Council. We are so excited to welcome you to Alumni Day, honoring the reunions of violets from the classes ending in 4s and 9s.
I'd like to give a huge shout out and thanks to our alumni office and our dedicated Alumni Leadership Board Alumni Day co-chairs, Samantha Hayden Sewell, class of 1985, and Teresa Keith, class of 1995, along with our committee for planning today's festivities.
Now let's give a warm welcome to our reunion classes. Make some noise when you hear your class called out. Okay, let's see who's the loudest. Class of 1954, celebrating their 70th reunion. The class of 1959, celebrating their 65th reunion. The class of 1964, celebrating their 60th reunion. The class of 1969, celebrating their 55th reunion. The class of 1974, celebrating their 50th reunion. The class of 1979, celebrating their 45th reunion. The class of 1984, celebrating their 40th reunion. The class of 1989, celebrating their 35th reunion. The class of 1994, celebrating their 30th reunion. The class of 1999, celebrating their 25th reunion. The class of 2004, celebrating their 20th reunion. Okay, y'all, we got to do better than all of that. The class of 2009, celebrating our 15th reunion. The class of 2014, celebrating their 10th reunion. And the class of 2019, celebrating their 5th reunion. We also have alumni in attendance today who are from the classes in the 1950s, 1980s, 1990s, and the 2000s. We are so happy to have all of you here. Thank you for being part of today's celebration.
I also would like to thank this community by highlighting how generous and supportive each of you are of one another, our alma mater, and of the current violets walking the halls we all once did. Last October, we held a very successful Giving Day. This is the 7th year we have hosted this 24-hour give-a-thon for alumni. Thanks to 644 generous donors, we raised over $172,000 in just one day. This year's theme, Always a Violet, encouraged us to remember the many firsts we had as students, from putting on the uniform to turning in our first essay, and the many traditions we enjoyed, including mascot presentation, Winterfest, and graduation. There are countless ways our experiences connect all generations of alumni while connecting us to current Marlborough students. Some of our reunion classes here today had an especially strong showing on Giving Day. The class of 1979 placed first in participation and dollars raised. The class of 1969 and the class of 1984 came in right behind 1979 as the top three classes for dollars raised. The class of 1984 and the class of 2009 were also in the top 5 for the highest participation on Giving Day. Overall, we had the largest turnout for any Giving Day yet, and we thank you for continuously showing up in support of our school and the students who follow in our footsteps.
Since Giving Day, we have had some great events for alumni. In the fall, we held a professional networking event for alumni who work in entertainment with some great connections made across generations of Violets. These Violets are now directors, producers, writers, lawyers, and actors in the industry. It not only connected them with one another, it also allowed recent Marlborough graduates who are still in college to build their network. We look forward to our next networking event during the next school year for alumni who work in tech. Thank you to Elizabeth Bendanya, Luna 96, and Jessica Young Towing Anan 97 for making this happen. We have also hosted 3 virtual Aiming High events featuring class of 1976's Karina Courtwright and Eve Beglarian and class of 1999's Maya Jasper White. They shared inspiring stories about their time at Marlborough and their journey since graduation, highlighting mentors, unexpected opportunities, and their passions which turned into careers. This was yet another reminder of how diverse, driven, and inspiring our alumni community is. We encourage you to join future virtual events, which are always shared in our quarterly email newsletters. Next month, we have a special event for alumni who have graduated within the last 20 years. We will host our 2nd annual Cocktails on Campus, which will be catered by an alumna-owned restaurant, one of the many ways we show our support for our fellow Violets. Guests can tour the campus and revisit some of their favorite spots during the evening.
This spring, we've seen alumni making a difference in our community and beyond. In celebration of International Women's Day, Marlborough's Alumni Association brought together a diverse panel of accomplished alumni to discuss with current students how they inspire inclusion. Carrie Harper Howie from the class of 1994, Dr. Dolly Clark, class of 1988, and class of 2007's Lindsay Louie spoke about their experiences as women in male-dominated industries and how they champion inclusion in every aspect of their lives. A huge thanks is in order to our International Women's Day Committee and the co-chairs, Anita Marie Hillori, class of 1986, and Evelyn Shumo-Vizi, class of 1984, and bringing this discussion together for current Marlborough students. In March, we hosted 2 impactful events on campus. Our 3rd annual lunch with seniors and young alumni offered the class of 2024 valuable insights into college life, from scheduling classes and studying abroad to questions about roommates and social life. They learned all about what to expect this fall. We are so grateful to the 9 alumni from the class of 2017 to the class of 2022 who generously shared their time with students. We also hosted our annual Share the Wisdom event in a format that marries networking and speed dating. Marlborough juniors had the opportunity to connect with 14 fabulous alumni from classes of 1988 to 2011, representing various professions. The class of 2025 gained such valuable insights into diverse career paths. Thank you to our Share the Wisdom co-chairs, class of 1988's Dolly Clark, class of 1989's Monica Randazzo Kirchner, and class of 1994's Jana, Connor, and Nicholas, and their committee for planning this event. March was definitely a very busy month. Please join me in thanking our Alumni Leadership Board and Young Alumni Council members who plan these events every year, and to the many alumni who continue to give their time to this community as speakers and guests of these many events.
We have a great program planned for you today. We will hear from the head of school, Jennifer Ciccarelli, our 2024 Alumni Award recipients, and of course, we will close out our program with our beloved alma mater. And now it is my honor and pleasure to introduce Jennifer Ciccarelli, Marlborough's head of school.
Thank you so much, Ashley, and thank you, Carolyn. Wow, our alums have been incredibly busy supporting the school this year, and we are so grateful to you for your leadership, so thank you. It is such an honor to celebrate Alumni Day with each of you, commemorating the rich legacy that is Marlborough. Here on Booth Field, we bridge 7 decades of Marlborough's history, as Carolyn and Ashley so brilliantly shared this morning. But honoring the enduring spirit that unites us as a community is an important part of our time today. I want to express my heartfelt appreciation to each and every one of you for being here today. Your presence long after graduation speaks volumes about the profound impact this school has had on your lives. In my second year as Marlborough's head of school, I have treasured many opportunities to connect with you, whether in New York, San Francisco, here on campus, or in virtual meet and greets. Every conversation I have had with you has been filled with joy and has provided insight into this amazing school. Your achievements, your resilience, and your unwavering commitment to excellence inspire our current students, reminding them of the endless possibilities that await them beyond these ever-graceful halls of learning. One thing you should know about me is that my love for Marlborough runs deep. Of the many ways I manifest this love, one of the most obvious is my penchant for donning purple gear. Whether it's a Marlborough sweater, t-shirt, hat, sweatpants, you name it, I have it and I wear it proudly everywhere I go. When I'm out exploring the city, whether I'm strolling down Larchmont, shopping at the Grove, experiencing the vibe in Venice, or even heading to the doctor's office, without fail, someone will notice what I'm wearing and ask me about my connection to Marlborough. The conversation usually cascades into a series of anecdotes about remarkable Marlborough alumni that they each know. Each story filled with superlatives that underscore who you are as human beings and how you move through the world. It is one of the many reasons I am filled with pride to serve Marlborough as head of school. Today, as we celebrate your milestone reunions, I am struck by the fact that many significant moments in Marlborough's history occurred in years ending in a 4 or a 9. Each of these moments represents a chapter in our collective narrative. I would like to remind us all of just a few of these moments. First, of course, we wouldn't be here today if Mary Caswell hadn't founded Marlborough in 1889. So, a big thank you to her. That's right. Caswell Hall was completed in 1929, 95 years ago. If you haven't had the opportunity to see this exquisitely renovated and reimagined space, please take the time to stop in and experience what we consider to be truly the heart of our school, where our community gathers to showcase their talents, to uplift our spirits, and to celebrate this awesome community, much as you did during your time at Marlborough. Where is the class of 1964? Woo, 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 there they are. Well, you were the first class who took part in our pin ceremony, a tradition that continues to mark the transition from middle to upper school today. So thank you for that. And where are our Violets celebrating their 50th reunion? Woo, woo, woo. Yeah. By the way, I just want to say, I love the shout outs we did earlier. I think some of you have cowbells. Is that true? It's amazing. Anyway, the class of 1974, very spirited. I knew it. I knew there was a cowbell. You were among the first classes to experience Pumpkin Day, which continues to be one of the biggest highlights of October on campus. Many classes here today from 1954 to 1994 had the chance to design their own unique stepping stone, which can now be found in the Alumni Garden, a renovation that was spearheaded by the class of 1972, whom we love, but we're not really acknowledging today, because they're not a 409. Anyway, the introduction of the advisor-advisee program by the class of 1974, marked a significant step in Marlborough's commitment to student support. Today, our holistic approach to student well-being includes a dedicated student support team consisting of school psychologists, an education specialist, upper and middle school division offices, and the director of equity and inclusion, all who are united in their commitment to our students' success and thriving. The class of 1984, where are you? There they are. You are one of the first classes to use Apple microcomputers. Yes, that's right. Technology has advanced quite a bit since then. Raise a quiet hand if you remember the data disk, the program disk, the startup disk. Anybody? Anybody? Yep, I know some of us. Okay. We're aging ourselves, friends. Today, Marlborough's technology, engineering, and STEM offerings, including our one-to-one laptop program, our nationally recognized robotics team, one of our teams happens to be at Worlds at this moment, rocking robotics, yep, and our digital arts curriculum underscore our dedication to innovation and academic excellence. Where is the class of 2009? There they are, the rowdy ones in the back. This was the year that our new Munger building was completed. Now, I know your class got, shall we say, the short end of the stick, because you graduated a couple of months before Munger's opening, but you did leave your mark by signing the concrete columns in our new parking lot, and you signed one of the beams that lives inside the walls of our building. So you're indelibly a part of this place, literally. Consider the significance of this campus where countless memories were made and futures shaped. Whether you graduated in 1959 or 2009, I'm certain there are a lot of similarities in what this place means to each of you, a sanctuary of growth, learning, and cherished moments. Take some time to explore our campus and reflect on what you took with you. Yes, your friendships, your confidence, your high school diploma, the ability to write, to solve complex problems, to think outside the box, and also think about what you left behind, perhaps a tradition, a plank in the alumni garden, a donation to support financial aid. You have all contributed to the fabric of Marlborough, leaving your mark in your own unique way. Marlborough is more than just a place to learn. It is where friendships blossom, skills are honed, and confidence instilled. The value of a Marlborough education is second to none. Yesterday, during our Alumni Mornings at Marlborough event, an alumna from the class of 1964 said that she gained more from her Marlborough education than she did from her college education. I have to confess, I believe that. Being a Violet is a badge of honor representing a shared legacy of excellence and empowerment. Being a Violet calls upon you to embrace the values instilled in you during your time at Marlborough and to carry them forward into all aspects of your lives. As an educator, a forever English teacher at heart, I want to recognize an important group of people who have undoubtedly shaped your Marlborough journey: your teachers, coaches, mentors, and administrators. There you go. Thank you. It is such an honor to work alongside my incredible colleagues, many of whom taught you, and I am continuously inspired by the passion and dedication they bring to our school, guiding generations of students toward academic and personal growth. I am especially honored to pay tribute to one such faculty member today, Kathy Ray. Kathy is humble, but Kathy, would you just stand up for one moment so everyone can just say hello? Just a little moment. There she is. Yay! Throughout her illustrious career, spanning nearly 3 decades, Kathy has not only inspired countless students through her passion for art and architecture, but she has also played a pivotal role in shaping the fabric of our school community. Today, she is joined by some of your most treasured teachers, Julie Napoleon, Judith Tansman, Lee Hansen, Gina Woodruff, Ida Dahan, Allison Moser, Deborah Seelove, and Helen Mendoza, who have played, all who have played integral roles in the lives of Marlborough students, past and present, just as Kathy has. And I have to share with you just a teeny little anecdote that I learned today. One of Miss Ray's former students came to our celebration, and Miss Ray had a folder full of work from this student from many, many years ago. And that same student came with an X-Acto knife that she may or may not have forgotten to return to Miss Ray many years ago. And I, out of the corner of my eye, watched this exchange happen. And I saw this alumna, she just seemed to get lighter as she handed this artifact over to Miss Ray. And I learned later that indeed her conscience felt like cleared and so much better because she'd returned that artifact. But many, many years later, that relationship is still so strong. And I love that about Marlborough faculty. That's exactly who they are to all of you. So I'd like to share a few sentiments shared by alumni whom Kathy taught. Lauren Choi, a current member of our faculty and a graduate from the class of 2016, says, "When I think back on my time at Marlborough, I remember Ms. Ray and the art classroom. She's one of the most wonderful, inspiring, thoughtful teachers I ever had. I'm beyond grateful to have been her student for 4 years. I'm not sure she realizes how much she impacted me as a person through Marlborough and college and the work I do today. Ms. Ray fostered creativity and helped me grow in ways I didn't know I could as an artist. I will forever remember painting in her classroom as some of the best times I had at Marlborough. Thank you, Ms. Ray, for helping me grow into the person I am today." Oh. Tara Chang Pettis from the class of 2004 says, "Miss Ray was one of the most influential teachers throughout my entire experience at Marlborough, and not only taught me the love of art, but she strengthened my self-confidence, encouraging me to host art shows, present about my art, and always made time to help me explore my creative side. She was my biggest champion, and to this day, in my career in advertising, I embrace the rule of thirds, the love of challenging your eye and expressing yourself." From her innovative interdisciplinary projects to her tireless advocacy for student empowerment, Kathy's impact extends far beyond the confines of the classroom. As she embarks on a well-deserved retirement, we are reminded of the countless lives she has touched. As one alumna so beautifully put it, "May retirement treat Miss Ray with all the auspiciousness earned via many decades of service to educating young minds, and may her ambidextrous powers be used for good in abundant new adventures in this next phase of life." Thank you, Kathy, for being such a light. Like every violet gathered here today, you've left an indelible mark on our community, and we are grateful. If there is one enduring lesson that I have learned from you extraordinary group of violets, it is the profound understanding that Marlborough instills. Our community, it strengthens us, and women supporting women is the most powerful force within our alumni network. Today, I extend a challenge to you. Reach out and connect with someone new. Although you're seated by class, year, and decade, and I can tell that there is a warm connection at all of these tables. But even so, I encourage you to seize the opportunity to discover the stories of your fellow Violets, those who came before you or those who came after you. What will you learn? By reaching out to someone new, you may uncover commonalities that bring all of us closer, further fostering a sense of unity and belonging within our community. In closing, I would like to extend my deepest appreciation to the Alumni Leadership Board, the Young Alumni Council, our advancement team, and all who have worked tirelessly to make today's celebration possible. Thank you. And to all of you fabulous, caring, driven, and passionate Violets, thank you for your continued support and dedication to Marlborough. Whether you graduated 5 years ago or 70 years ago, your contributions to our community are invaluable. And your presence today serves as a poignant reminder of the enduring legacy that connects us. Let us draw strength from the bonds that unite us. Let us honor the traditions that define us, and let us continue to inspire future generations of Violet alumni. Thank you, and enjoy the afternoon.
Thank you so much, Jen. I couldn't agree more with your sentiments. I find myself impressed over and over again with my friends, my classmates, and all the incredible alums I get to meet. It is why I sent my own daughters here. Watching them grow into thoughtful, bright, considerate young women that they are is definitely in part due to the education they received at Marlborough. And speaking of remarkable alumni, every year on Alumni Day, we celebrate our Alumni Awards recipients and their inspiring accomplishments. Today, Ashley and I are so pleased to present these very special awards to two truly deserving recipients. I'm so excited to introduce this year's Woman of the Year Award. Since 1974, Marlborough's Schools Alumni Association has been recognizing exceptional alumni with this prestigious honor, which serves as an inspiration to all alumni and students. The recipients of this award are accomplished, enthusiastic, and have contributed positively to the quality of life around them. They embody the spirit of Marlborough. They are proud Marlborough alums who have created a place at the table and have worked to change the world for the better. Selected by the Alumni Leadership Board's Woman of the Year Committee based upon letters of nomination and support offered by Marlborough alumni, the Woman of the Year Award reflects the depth and breadth of our alumni community, showcasing the transformative power of Marlborough graduates in action. This year, we are thrilled to honor Dr. Dolly Clark, class of '88, as Marlborough's 2024 Woman of the Year. With her unwavering commitment to accessible, equitable, and comprehensive health education, Dr. Dolly Clark exemplifies all that it means to be a Marlborough alumna. After graduating from Marlborough, Dolly earned her Bachelor's of Science in Physiological Sciences from UCLA, followed by an MD from Albany Medical College, and completed her family medicine residency at Brown University Memorial Hospital of Rhode Island. For over a decade and a half, Dolly practiced clinical family medicine with the Southern California Kaiser Permanente Medical Group in Los Angeles. Simultaneously, she served as a medical advisor for the entirety of the acclaimed television sitcom Scrubs. 8 years ago, Dolly decided to pivot her career, and she founded Adolescents, helping countless kids and their parents start important conversations about tricky subjects. Adolescents is driven by her passion for helping families connect over these sensitive topics and her belief that the best preventive medicine stems from effective health education. Dolly's innovative approach to puberty and sex education has made her a prominent figure in Southern California, where she conducts parent-child workshops for tweens and educational events for teens and parents. If everyone's in need of a laugh and a little bit of nostalgia over the growing pains of puberty, Dolly hilariously recounts the insightful, probing, giggle-inducing questions she gets asked during her sessions on the adolescent's Instagram account, always with the goal of destigmatizing and demystifying the anxiety of growing up. Nationally, she addresses various topics relevant to child and adolescent health, including sexual childhood development, puberty, adolescent sexuality in the digital age, body image, mental health, teen party culture, college health, and more. Dolly brings her enthusiasm for adolescence and education as a dedicated member of the Marlborough community. She has partnered with our health education department head in presenting to parents about hookup culture and sex education, and she's consulted on sex education lessons for 7th, 9th, and 11th grade students. Dolly also co-created an advisory lesson for seniors coupled with a video for their parents on staying safe and healthy in college. Beyond student support, Dolly has been a member of the Alumni Leadership Board since 2012, assuming the roles of the Executive Committee and as co-chair of the Share the Wisdom event. Dolly also serves on the Marlborough Board of Trustees, where she co-chairs the Equity, Education, and Enrollment Committee. Above all, Dolly and her husband, John Doris, are proud parents to Charlie, who is in the class of 2026 at UC Berkeley, and Libby, who is a current junior at Marlborough. I've had the pleasure of knowing Dolly for over a decade now. I first met her when I joined the Alumni Leadership Board, and I remember immediately thinking how sweet and welcoming she was. She really made you feel happy to be in her presence. Fast forward many years, she still evokes that same feeling with every encounter we have. Not only is she sweet, she's incredibly smart and so down to earth. Her dedication to giving back to Marlborough community is truly admirable, and everything she is always a success. She's the perfect example of the values we hold as Violets. I'm honored to now introduce my friend, Dr. Dolly Clark.
Okay, thank you so much for that. Really, that was such a beautiful introduction. And I am so touched by this award. And I want to thank the Women of the Year Committee and the entire Alumni Leadership Board for this enormous honor. I also want to thank this fun and slightly rowdy group of classmates from the class of '88 who are here despite the fact they were just here 1 year ago for Alumni Day. So thank you for supporting me. And to all of you, hi Violets, welcome back. Don't you love Alumni Day? I love Alumni Day. There is nothing like gathering hundreds of women from across the country, around the globe, different generations, gathering them all on this field of dreams, like a literal field of dreams that didn't exist when most of us went to school here, gathering them together and then just watching. I love to watch you all. I love the squeals of delight. I love seeing you walk down the halls and popping into classrooms and reliving your teenage memories. It's amazing. And the energy is just palpable. I wish I could bottle it. I would call it Eau de Marlborough. And it would come in a little purple bottle and it would smell of sunshine and violets and little hint of teen angst, that was part of it too. But really, if you wore it, you would feel so good and supported. And I have been spritzing Eau de Marlborough on my family for over 2 decades now. My husband, John, was brought into the Violet fold when he came to my 10-year reunion evening party with my classmates where we opened, I don't know if you all remember this, but we opened the letters that we had written to ourselves as high school seniors. And lo and behold, in my letter, I had written a note to my future life partner in case I already had one, and I sure did. He was there with me. So that's when he knew that Marlborough was not just a part of my life, but it was going to be a part of his. And Charlie, my son, who flew in from college to be here today, he would have been such a great Marlborough student, but for that darn Y chromosome. But he did come here when he was 12, and he had a mock secondary school admissions interview that he swears to this day was the best of the ones he had and the most fun. So we have that at least. And then Libby, my high school junior, who outed me last week at the Legacy Luncheon. She shared stories of how intense I was with my Marlboro propaganda starting at a very young age, that I had been talking about Marlboro and the Mustangs to such an extent by the time she was age 4, her little kid brain had translated this into believing that Marlboro was a place where horses roamed free and where children got to just ride them whenever she wanted. And she wanted in, which was great for me. So I just have to say, Libby, if I inadvertently misled you, I apologize. I also apologize for the paucity of equine exposure, that I didn't realize how important that was to you. But it's clear that we made the right choice. Okay, so as Libby is nearing the end of her Marlboro experience, I've been finding myself thinking a lot about the ways that Marlboro shaped me and how it's shaping her and her peers. And as you heard in my bio, I'm a bit of a teen enthusiast. And so it's no surprise that my favorite Marlborough Alumni Board event is that Sharing the Wisdom event that you heard about from Carolyn. That truly is a mix of career fair and speed dating. We bring in alums from different professions, different industries, and we sit them at tables, and then the junior class comes in, and they get to go from table to table and speak with our Marlborough alums, these very accomplished women. And in the process, they hear about their careers, but also their journeys. And they hear about the twists and the turns and the disappointments and the failures. And to me, this is the most important part of that event, because I cannot think of a better message for a group of highly motivated, high-achieving students to hear than you do not have to have it all figured out when you're 16 or 17 or 22 or 35. Some of us are still figuring it out decades later, right? And that's okay. And it's more than okay, because it is those twists and turns that often lead to the best possible outcomes. And so it's such a privilege to be a part of that. When I think of my own winding path, I have to say that I reflect on the many ways that Marlborough guided me in my own career journey. And it was here that I developed time management, critical thinking, self-advocacy. These were all skills that became very important as I managed my life at a very large undergraduate institution and then later in medical school. It was at Marlborough that I developed strong communication skills and where I learned to truly listen and value differing points of views. Those were skills that served me well as I embarked in patient care during residency and beyond. And let's not forget about the grit. We all developed some grit while we were here academically. I developed more grit in that pool. Well, not that pool, the old version of that pool. Swimming, are there any other swimmers here in this group? Woo-hoo! All right, so I mean, there was grit, and I summoned that grit when I was a medical resident and I was working 36-hour shifts and running from one emergency to another. My time at a girls' school allowed me to recognize when things felt off, when my male colleagues were being treated differently than I was, and how to speak up in those moments, because I had learned to trust my instincts, and I had learned that my voice mattered. Most importantly, Marlborough gave me the confidence to look introspectively more than a decade into my career and recognize that I was no longer happy in my current career the way it was, and that there was more that I could help families with outside of the confines of a traditional medical practice. And that's because Marlborough taught me to be courageous and to think outside the box. And it was because of that courage that I dared to dream and focus on a nugget of an idea that I hoped would turn into a successful venture rooted in my passion for helping families connect over tricky topics and in my appreciation of the value of preventive medicine and health education. Which brings me to the second very important message that our juniors get at that Sharing the Wisdom event, and that is Marlborough alums will have your back. So we have this incredible global community of alums who are eager to connect and help where they can. And I saw the power of that Marlborough network in action years ago when I was thinking about this change in my career. And I remember talking with a former neighbor of mine. She was not a Marlborough alum. And I told her, I feel like people need more support raising their tweens and their teens, or especially around these topics of puberty and sexual development and parenting in the digital age. And I told her about my dreams and my hopes of having these big parent events and running puberty groups where families could learn together. And she looked at me deadpan and she said, Dolly, no one is going to want that. Right? I know, seriously. But she was direct. We'll give her that, right? So, and I said, oh, I think they will. In fact, I know that they will. So contrast that to just a few weeks later. I was here on campus. I was in the development office with some of my fellow alumni board members, and we were stuffing envelopes probably for Alumni Day. And one of them said, Dolly, I heard that you have just launched a new business. And I said, I have. And she said, tell us about it. And so I did. I was sharing what my hopes and dreams, my plans. I told them I had just held my first Parent Ed event and there was another one coming up. And I was immediately met with this chorus of, wow, that's such a great idea. How wonderful. That's so needed. How can I help? I have a bunch of friends who would love to hear from you. Can I gather a group from you? It was so incredibly powerful. And I realized in that moment, like, this is who we are. This is what our community does. We're women showing up for one another, offering support, offering mentorship with nothing to gain, just because of this place, right? Because of our shared legacy. And I realized like how very valuable that was to me. And we have so much in common, including a common wish for us all to succeed, right? We are women who know that your success is her success, and her success is your success, and your success is mine, and around it goes. So while we're all here today and you're honoring me with this incredible award, please know how very grateful I am to this community for giving me that gift of support, helping me launch my business and create the change that I thought was so needed, not just for myself, but for the thousands of families that I've had the privilege to work with. And as we celebrate together today, I invite you to think about what more you can do today and moving forward to support other women, both in our community and outside of it. Can you share another woman's business with your friends? Is there a young person that you could mentor? Can you help build another woman's network by introducing her to someone new? Can you be a strong voice for someone that hasn't found their own yet? Let's keep celebrating each other's successes, holding each other's disappointments and challenges, and let's continue to help women chase down their potential and make this world a better place. Thank you again for this honor, and cheers to our alma mater, ever glorious indeed.
Congratulations, Dolly. We're so grateful to have you a part of our community. And now I have the great pleasure of introducing this year's recipient of the 20Y Award. This marks the third year in which we celebrate a young alum who exemplifies the core values of Marlborough through their personal and professional endeavors. Open to all alumni who have graduated Marlborough within the last 20 years, this award aims to recognize and celebrate the diversity, successes, and passions of our young alumni community. While all of the nominees were truly exemplary, Nina Soriano from the class of 2004 stood out. Nina is a powerhouse figure in both her professional and personal life, balancing her roles as both a mother and a producer at Anonymous Content, a global media production conglomerate known for its premium multi-platform content. Nina adeptly navigates the demands of her career while maintaining a strong sense of identity rooted in her upbringing. Born and raised in Los Angeles by two Colombian immigrants, Nina's upbringing instilled in her a profound connection to Marlborough. Her mother, Margarita Llano, my love, was a dedicated Spanish teacher at Marlborough for 20 years, guiding Nina's journey at Marlborough since 7th grade. It was her mother's dedication to girls' education that initially shaped Nina's path. During her time at Marlborough, Nina not only forged lifelong friendships with the women she met the first day at school, many of whom are here celebrating with her and celebrating their 20th reunion, but she also discovered her passion for the performing arts. Immersing herself in school plays and drama ensemble activities, Nina's senior year was marked by standout performances, including her portrayal of the lead role of Viola in Shakespeare's Twelfth Night. It is within Marlborough's vibrant arts community that Nina found her sense of belonging, laying the foundation for her future career pursuits. Over the course of a decade-long career at Anonymous, Nina has achieved remarkable successes. From revitalizing the music video division, producing artists like Beyoncé, Kendrick Lamar, Jay-Z, Taylor Swift, The Weeknd, Tyler the Creator, and more, to venturing into management and executive production roles in TV and film, including serving as the executive producer of the series Random Act of Flyness for HBO by creator Terrence Nance. Nina quickly ascended to positions of leadership and influence. In her current role at AC Studio, Nina seamlessly blends her expertise in the music industry with her experience in television and film. She is currently on projects with Kendrick Lamar, Jon Batiste, and Haim, along with several television and film projects in development and production. Her ultimate goal is to produce content that is relevant and of global appeal. Reflecting on her journey, Nina looks back to the Marlborough arts community, where she not only found her passion, but also the bonds that continue to shape her life today. She cherishes the lasting friendships formed and the invaluable lessons learned during her time as a Violet. With each step of her career, Nina carries with her the spirit of Marlborough, infusing her work with creativity, dedication, and a deep appreciation for the transformative power of community. It is now my pleasure to introduce Nina Soriano.
Thank you, Ashley. This is so special. It's also so fun. What a pleasure to be here. Thank you all so much. I am extremely flattered and humbled by this honor. I admit this was unexpected. You see, initially, when I imagine my fellow accomplished alumni, I picture a heart surgeon, someone literally saving lives. I mean, sure, like Ashley said, I gracefully handle the trials and tribulations of modern-day womanhood while raising or trying to raise a 2-year-old tyrant and having a very demanding career in television, film, and music. And yes, I did share the 2016 VMA stage with Beyoncé, even though I wasn't supposed to be on stage, and even though a very kind security guard escorted me off stage. But I digress. My point is, I am not saving lives. Thus, I hadn't really thought of myself as the typical Marlborough girl, then or now. That said, receiving this award has really made me step back and allowed me to reflect on my time at Marlborough and my time since. I didn't come to this incredible institution in the most typical of ways. I didn't grow up in Hancock Park or come from a feeder school. I didn't have family members as alumni. But I had the absolute privilege of starting in 7th grade on financial aid by the mere fact that my mother was one of the school's Spanish teachers. A job she was proud to do for 20 years. Both my mother and father are Colombian immigrants, and although they came here with very little, the importance of education and travel made for a very rich childhood. I would have never had the opportunity to attend if it weren't for my mother making education a priority and dedicating her entire career to making sure I was afforded the same access and opportunity as others. Thank you, Mom. I love you so much. Through my time here, I was not your academic star. I'm sorry, Mom. Neither was I a high performer in any sports or athletics. In fact, I'm not sure if I should even disclose this, but lifeguarding was a requirement to graduate, and I didn't take it. I still don't know how to dive or perform CPR. Again, I'm not saving lives. I'm technically not certified to do so. But what I did find here was a community of the heart and an amazing group of friends, most of whom are sitting at my table today. Girls then, now women, who inspire me and support me on such a constant basis that frankly, I don't know what I would do without you. A community of expression within the theater program at the school. I joined the drama ensemble and tried out for school plays. I learned about Shakespeare and Tennessee Williams, picked up a camera and photography, and explored journalism in the yearbook group. And I realized I felt at home in these spaces with these people. A community of the mind in my English classes where I discovered my passion for manifesting my analytical mind and dissecting literature. And in Spanish Lit, where I found pride in my South American heritage, reading Pablo Neruda, Gabriel Garcia Marquez, and Isabel Allende. What I gained in those precious years was the confidence to pursue my passions, a clear sense of my principles and my resolve, a never give up work ethic, and the je ne sais quoi that is undeniably the epitome of a Marlborough girl. When I think of Marlborough now, I think of a place that fosters friendship, inspires you to find your voice, and compels you to stick to your gut, a place that allows you to be different and nurtures what makes you distinct. But the biggest gift from a place like this is that it allows for any young woman the ability to dream big, unhindered by the limitations of their circumstance or others' expectations. And that is an invaluable. I dreamt big, and since high school, I have taken that confidence, those principles, and that tenacity with me through all of my experiences in my personal and professional life. I now work at one of the most prestigious production companies and small studios in Hollywood. I am proud to say that I have worked with many of my idols, from Paul McCartney to Taylor Swift, to filmmakers like Alejandro Iñárritu, and of course, Beyonce. This time I was supposed to be there. And I keep dreaming big. In fact, I believe I am just getting started. I am not a heart surgeon, but I am wholeheartedly a Marlborough girl. And being here with the very community that has made me who I am 20 years later makes me so proud of that fact. It also makes me feel very old. Again, I am so honored, so moved, and so grateful to have been chosen for this award, but I have even more gratitude for all the time and the wonderful memories here at Marlborough. Thank you so much.
Congratulations, Nina. The Marlborough community is absolutely full of remarkable people. If you know of an alumna who embodies the qualities that we mentioned for Woman of the Year or the 20-year award, please use the pens and cards on the table to write down their name and class year, along with your contact information, so we can reach out to you to make your suggestions. Please make sure to drop these cards off into the baskets on either side of the stage before you leave today.
As we reach the end of our program, I want to take a quick minute to let you know a bit about what to expect for the rest of the day. The Britton Bradley Family Plaza will remain open so you can view pieces from the Marlborough archives on display, as well as pick up a Marlborough Alumnae sweater in the student store. Don't forget to pick up any pre-ordered embroidered sweaters as well. Alumni Leadership Board member Alana Hoskin from the class of 1996 will be coming around to each table to make sure our photographer captures your class photo perfectly. Please follow her directions when it's time for your class to head over to the bench to my left so that every class can be photographed. There's also a photo booth open to my right. Looks like some ladies are having fun over there. So be sure to stop by there for some fun snapshots of the day. Make sure to enjoy the dessert table. I will be there in a second, which will open shortly, and the bar will stay open until 4:30. Yes. There's so much to do and even more fun to be had. I hope you all enjoy the rest of Alumni Day and any celebration you have tonight and tomorrow with your classmates.
Now, without further ado, let's please stand and sing the alma mater.